Today is Monday, September 23rd, 2019. I had a spiritual mother at my first church. I finally cut her off after 3 years of her never returning a phone call. After I cut her off, after I started treating her the way she had been treating me for 3 years, guess what? She had an attitude. I remember when I graduated with my master's degree, I had gotten it in the mail, and I was super excited. I took it to church, I showed the pastor, and he gave me a kiss on the cheek. I showed it to Minister Lou Johnson, and she held it up and she said, "Oh, this is just beautiful. This is just beautiful. Isn't this beautiful? This is just beautiful." The spiritual mother, who I had already cut off, was standing next to her, and she wouldn't say a word. She was just staring at it, pissed. Now, what was going through her mind, I have no idea. But I know that she had already been upset. Now, either that day or a different day after Sunday service, I didn't have a car, so I saw her and we started walking towards each other, and I said, "Oh, can I get a ride home?" And she made a statement like, "Why didn't you make arrangements before you came to church? This is Sunday, it's afternoon, it's not at night." Now, this is the interesting thing. And I know I'm not the only one who can feel people's energy. She had the biggest wall up around her. I could feel it, and it came off of her, but I'm going to say at least 5, 15, 20 feet. Literally. She had this big wall up completely surrounding her from me. So one day, I'm going to say, actually I don't know if it was before, but one day I had woke up and I had a dream. And I had already went through a year and 3 months of suicidal depression alone. And it was based on something God had showed me about denial. And you knew they didn't want to be bothered with you. You were in denial. Talking about the people at church. And she was one of them. And I felt so stupid. I went through a deep depression because I felt so dumb. So when I had came out of the depression, one night I had a dream. I'm sorry I don't have an exact of how many weeks or how many months it was later. But I had a dream, and I said to God, if you don't give me the interpretation of this dream, I'm just not going to have it. Because I'm not calling anybody anymore, asking them anything, because they think I'm stupid. Even though I'm the one with the master's degree, I'm the one with no baby daddies, I'm the one doing some things productive in my life. And there was some other things I said to God. So I sat down, I wrote out the dream, and then I started writing really fast, and I got an interpretation. Woo! I was so super excited because it made sense, right? So I called the spiritual mother and I told her I had a dream. And I shared with her what the dream was, and then I shared with her the interpretation. So what I do remember about the interpretation, it was, I keep telling people what I'm going through, but they don't care. I keep telling people what I'm going through, what I'm experiencing, and they don't care. So I had this dream that I had it every night for a few weeks. And I would be outside just running and running and running and running. And I would get to a convenience store, a gas station, and I would run in a panic because someone's chasing me and they're trying to kill me. And I would get inside and I would start saying to the people, oh my God, help me. Oh my God, help me. Someone's trying to kill me. And the people would purposely, I'm about to cry, ignore me. These people heard my cries of someone trying to kill me, and they completely ignored me, and they heard me. They just didn't care. So God gave me the interpretation that this is what you're going through at this church. You keep telling these people what you're going through. You keep telling them how people are hurting them, how people are hurting you, how people are doing you. And they keep blowing you off. They keep telling you, forgive, forgive, forgive. They never give me any validation. They never give me any support. And they never gave me any empathy. And I kept chasing after that nonsense because of where I come from in my childhood. So I called her up. And she said, oh yeah, that is what it means. That's what it means. And then we talked a little bit more. And she said, after she interpreted the dream, which was exactly what my interpretation was, oh yeah, Satan deceived you into thinking we didn't care about you. She just interpreted the dream. She knew exactly what God was talking about her. She was one of the people. So the next time I saw her at church, she had came up to me. Okay, this must have been before I cut her off, maybe. I don't know. She came up to me and said, hi, how are you? And I mean, just like that, how are you? Like she was really concerned, right? And of course I caught it. I noticed it. And actually it was after I got my degrees. I'm thinking some other stuff that had happened. So it was after I had gotten my degree, after she had that big wall up. She was acting as if she was so concerned. And so maybe a number of months later, I had ran to her again. I think I ran into her at the church. Like I had a day off or something. I went up to the church and I jumped in the car with her, and we went to her house. And we were in the kitchen and we were talking, and she was saying something about they were going to move. She had told me before they were going to move. And so I said something to her like, oh, so have you guys found a place yet? And she said, no, just like that. But she caught herself and she put her head down embarrassed. At that moment, I knew that was it and that was all, because she had not changed. She knew the interpretation. She knew what God said. She knew she was one of those people, and she still had not changed. I guess she thought she did until I was up personal in her space. So I don't know all of the reasons why she and they treated me that way, but one reason with her, and God has shared this with me a few times, but I kind of blew it off because I don't want to hear that, and it didn't feel comfortable. Her husband, who I considered my spiritual father, attracted to me. And the one way I knew he had been sexually inappropriate with me, I was talking to her on the phone one day. And this was like somewhere in the beginning of knowing them. I was talking to her on the phone. I have no idea what we were talking about. He gets on the phone to share his 2 cents. And in sharing his 2 cents, he said something along the lines of, well, I'm sure you look good. You look good naked, but something. She took the phone away and changed the subject And you can tell she was like, ugh. I think I even heard her say that. And the thing about this spiritual father, now that I'm talking about it, is that he would always have these slick remarks about me, these digging remarks about me. And the thing I noticed over time, over the years, is that men who are sexually attracted to me, but they can't have me, or they know they they shouldn't have me, the weak-minded ones will be angry about it and be passive-aggressive towards me, be sarcastic towards me. I definitely noticed that. So, what can we learn from this? Denial will kill you. Denial will have you suicidal. Denial will have you homicidal. Be your own best friend so you're not so needy that you will be around people who are treating you with disrespect. Even if lick disrespect. Even if it's down low, quiet tip disrespect. Like, they're not coming straight up to you and saying, you know what, I don't like you. I really don't want you around me. They're constantly making little remarks. No matter what somebody does to you, it's your fault. No matter what happens, it's your fault. Even though if it happened to them, if it happened to their best friend, it'll be a completely different story. And I'm saying that from facts, receipts. Leave people alone. When people don't want to be bothered with you, if that means you have to spend a season alone, licking your wounds, praying and fasting, and getting your mind right, that's what you do. And then when you come out like a butterfly. And you find yourself something to do. If you got to get a puppy and a hobby, something to love and something to do. There are organizations out here that are looking for committed volunteers. Get a life and go do some volunteer work. I don't care if you work a full-time job. It will take up that time that you were spending being around bad company. I had a client tell me that one time. She said bad company is better than no company. That's a lie. If you are your own best friend, bad company is not okay. It's inappropriate. It's abuse. It's self-sabotage. Killing your own self-esteem and your own sense of self-worth. I hope you guys got something from this. I didn't write it down. I didn't write any notes. I hope you got something from this. God bless you.